And they should just take it out back, put 2 rounds in the back of its head, and just walk away.
Well, hypothetically, even though we will never probably see eye to eye on this, what version of Doctor Who would you like to watch?
Um, I mean, look, I don't think Shooty is the problem, really. It's more just what he's doing with it. So if he kind of just behaves like the Doctor, that would be cool. Or has some kind of a it's not how he's portraying it, it's why he's portraying it. There's no real like heart or soul behind him. He's just doing stuff. And I think Jodie was the same. She was playing the Doctor like a man who happens to be a woman, which is a very weird way to do it. But at least that kind of made sense. I think it's probably a bit too early to make a judgment call on Shooty, but I don't think the problem is him per se as a person. I think it's what he's been given, and it hasn't really clicked. I mean, look, there's a bunch of doctors that hasn't happened to. I mean, what's it? The Eighth Doctor, the movie Doctor, he
Hmm.
was terrible too, and he got his redemption 25 years later. So that could probably happen to Shooty eventually.
I I don't fully agree. I mean, like it's. I mean, I know that's just the tone of this, and I'm surprised Kev hasn't stopped us fighting more actually. But it's I invite new. Like, I mean, you say that Ncuti should act more like the Doctor, and I think that Doctor Who dies when it tries to make what is expected. It's kind of what I said earlier. Like I know you and I didn't see eye to eye on the Chibnall era, but like that's the Chibnall era was trying to copy a lot of stuff from the Fifth Doctor's era, Peter
Hmm.
Davison's, in its companion structure, in its thing, in the fact the Doctor doesn't really solve the situation, all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
that era was trying to copy the second Doctor. So, like, I think Doctor Who struggles when it gets into the photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy type thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I
Yeah,
don't
no,
think I
it
can
no,
compare
it,
Ncuti
it
Gatwa to any other Doctor, and I
it's
think
not
that's
that.
great.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not looking for him to be like, oh, I want him to be like David Tennant or
Okay.
whatever. It's more like he doesn't feel like he's the same man. If this feels like a completely different person, and that's
Okay, well,
what.
that's where you and I, because like I think that the bi regeneration thing with David Tennant, I felt like that was a clean slate, and I
Yeah,
think
no,
that the newness is the good thing. No.
yeah, and what I'm saying is that's grand, but
Mm,
that's the hill the show's going to die on because for a lot of people, it's too different isn't the right word.
mm.
It just feels like it's a different show. Like what they should have done is, and I honestly, what would have made more sense that it's a spin-off because then you could have given him a clean slate to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. It's like, yeah, he's not really the Doctor. He split away. He's a different side of the Doctor, and then had someone who's more just,
It,
you
I
know,
mean, I get where you're getting at, but it kind of is though, because they're
it,
calling
it,
this season one.
exactly. It kind of
So,
is, but it kind of isn't. That's what I'm saying. Like they did it, but they did. That's why it's frustrating. They did it, but they didn't do it. You know what I mean? If they had been like, look, we have the Doctor Who show, and then we have Tim, and Tim's off doing his own adventures. That's what they should have done. But then people would be all upset either way. They put themselves in a no-win situation here. That's what I'm saying.
okay, well, my take on it, speaking as one, is if you try and go to appeal to Doctor Who fans, like, I think it's a losing battle. And I think the Chibnall era tried to course correct into doing that
Mm,
by bringing the likes of Captain Jack and the Cybermen and the Weeping Angels and all that kind of stuff.
mm.
Like I get where you're coming from, and yes, you're right. It is very different, and I can totally understand you not liking it because it's. I would almost call it aggressively different. It's
That's it. It,
very
it, it,
front and
it,
center with it, but I
it's
respect the vibes. I like its mission ethos. I like that it's not like here's what the show is going to be, and then like 3 episodes in, it's something different. I
it's
like that it's like front and center. Here's what this is. Get on the bus or get off it. I have a lot of respect for that
yeah.
approach. You know.
It's so aggressive. It's off-putting.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I
You
mean,
know.
like, I really like it. I my expectations have so far been raised or are higher than what I was expecting. But I do understand where you're coming from as well. Like,
Yeah. No. And look again. I don't really see a problem with it per se. I mean, if people like it, they're entitled to. I genuinely think that's a great thing that people can enjoy it. And I mean, like as far as from a representation point of view, it's a big thing for people as well. So I mean, it kind of very much is what it is in that sense. But at the same time, it's like I think they've made a bit of a boo-boo here where they should have been like, all right, we need to kind of establish what we're going for and what this new show means. I don't think they did that. I think they did it in such a way where it's like we're just gonna, enjoy it or don't enjoy it. And I think a lot of people are going to be like me and be like, okay, well, we're not enjoying this. And
Well,
that
I
I
mean, like
that's probably what it is.
I think I think like obviously I know that you're coming to this earnestly, but I think the people you're talking about have already left
Oh,
and
okay.
aren't
Well,
coming back. So I think appealing to them is sort of a lost battle. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean I can see that too. And if that's the way they are, that's you're not gonna be able to win people like that. But at the same time, it's kind of like I just kind of wish it was I wish I could enjoy Doctor Who. Like that's what I was kind of hoping would happen.
okay.
And it just didn't. It just never was able to uh kind of find me again. I mean, look, I haven't completely left Shidigawa's Doctor Who, but it needs to meet me halfway, and with open dance numbers and wild, like genuinely wild stuff like that. I'm like, buddy, come on,
Well, that's just it. It's like
come
the
on,
Goblin episode had a song and dance number as well. It's the tone. And
yeah.
I think they have established it in the fact that magic is the big thing in this era and not like hard sci-fi. But I do get if you could find off-putting. I mean, like I suspect Kev to bring you in here. We are getting a Bridgerton episode, which is kind of co-written by I think it's
See,
Kate Herron who
that's
wrote
gonna
the
lose me.
series.
That's gonna lose me even
I
more.
yeah, but I thought, but
Now,
as I believe you're a
now,
Christian fan, weren't you? Like,
now, hold on a second. Now, hold on a second.
mm.
Doctor Who's supposed to be a family show.
Okay, a
I
sense and
don't really.
sensibility episode, we'll say.
um, yeah, no, I think that sounds great. I'd totally watch this show if I could. Show I haven't watched it is Bridgerton. You'll scoping that